Thomas Hobbes is among the most criticized scholars. Hobbes' Leviathan was also among the books prohibited by the church and was burned during his life. However, the book Leviathan is actually a masterpiece. The literal meaning of Leviathan is sea monster, many times more powerful than a person. Hobbes belonged to the troubled phase of British history. It was a time of the Civil War. There was a conflict between Catholics and Protestants as well as Royalists and anti-Royalists. In this state of civil war, there was no protection of life and property. Hence, Hobbes' main concern was the establishment of law and order. Hobbes believed only an absolute state, that is the state with all the powers, could bring order. He even brings the church under the authority of the state. In fact, modern times were emerging and all states with absolute power came into existence. State is called Leviathan because it is difficult for a single person or even a group of people to challenge the system. As a result, state is a monster and the individual is powerless. How he came up with the absolute state theory? He says that all human actions are shaped by two basic emotions, love and hate. Man wants to possess the things which give him pleasure and avoid the things which give him pain. This search for pleasure continues throughout life. Since man is pleasure-seeking, man seeks power, economic, physical, political, intellectual. Power is a means of pleasure. Hence, there is continuous search for power. The above description of man shows that man is utilitarian. Hobbes is a utilitarian thinker. It means that they believe in the pleasure principle and are materialistic. Moreover, pleasure and pain are individual experiences. Therefore, man cannot understand the pleasure and pain of the other person. It means they are individualistic too. Now, Hobbes has shown man is utilitarian by nature, man is power-seeking, man needs the power to attain the goods which give him pleasure. This is the basic nature of man. To understand why the state is essential, Hobbes first talks about a hypothetical concept called the state of nature, where there is no state. Man is left alone to lead life purely based on human nature, with no authority or government. As a result, man has to make arrangements for the protection of his possessions by himself. The only way to achieve security now is by power. When one person tries to gain power, it makes others insecure, who in turn also tries to gain power, thus creating a vicious cycle of insecurity. Hobbes also talks about the dilemma of unlimited wants and limited resources. In such situation, the state of nature looks like the state of war, of all against all. The life of man becomes nasty, poor, brutish, and short. There is no scope for the development of art, culture, industry, or civilization. Hence, it's a state of pain. Man, who is utilitarian by nature, wants to avoid such painful existence. Hence, they think about entering into a social contract to create a common authority, that is, state. This is how Hobbes came up with the absolute state theory. Suppose you had been in a situation like Syria, what would have come to your mind? Power, freedom, or security of life? Naturally, one would want security rather than freedom for the order to come back. Similarly, Hobbes is also concerned that in the state of anarchy, where there is no state, even man's life is not secure. There is a need to protect life. Coming to two theories of rights. Theory of natural right. According to this, rights are given by nature and state cannot limit these rights. For example, fundamental rights, human rights. Through reasoning, one understands natural rights. Second is legal theory. As per this theory, natural rights are nonsense. According to Hobbes, natural law was present in the state of nature. Despite the existence of natural law, there was no peace and order. Therefore, the natural law is inadequate as it depends upon the reasoning of man. If you consider Britain, it is a country based on Hobbesian ideas. Here, Parliament is supreme. Executives can take actions as per procedure established by law. Hobbes now further suggests that a law should come with the power to punish. Since man is selfish by nature, man will obey the law so long it serves his interest. Man will be tempted to defy the law if it serves his interests better. Hence, fear of punishment is better. Punishment is the source of pain, and a man likes to avoid pain. Now, Hobbes is correct when he suggests that the law should come with the power of enforcement. If we look at international law that is voluntary in nature, we consider it being weak and not enough to contain anarchy. So, international politics is nothing but a struggle for power, similar to the hypothetical situation when there is no state. Social contract theory. Now, state has come into existence. All people come together and agree to transfer all of their rights on the condition that each and every person transfers all of his right to the third party, that is state. It is the contract of all with all. No one is left out. Man has become powerless and the state has become absolute. The state is Leviathan. But there is only one limitation on the state. The state cannot arbitrarily take man's life. In case it fails to protect life, people have the right to resist or revolt against the state. An absolute state should not be confused with a totalitarian state like Hitler's. An absolute state can have any form of government. It can be monarchy, parliamentary democracy, or one-party rule. But with an absolute state, we should understand the state is sovereign. All human beings and all their association, be it church, is under the state. The state is supreme even in religious matters. For a person like Hobbes, man will sacrifice freedom for pleasure, as pleasure is more important than freedom. Hobbes becomes fearful of freedom because more freedom means anarchy, a hypothetical situation he talked about when there was no state and more freedom. So he likes less freedom. But what kind of freedom or liberty is Hobbes referring to? Here Hobbes is referring to negative liberty. What is negative liberty? Some people understand liberty in a negative sense. That means an absence of law, when there is no interference of the state and when the state is not there. Some people understand liberty in a positive sense. They feel liberty in the presence of state. Positive liberty talks about capacity building role performed by the state. The state creates opportunities for our freedom and the development of capabilities. The positive concept came very late. Before the welfare concept, the positive liberty concept was not there. All scholars before that understands liberty in the negative sense. It means you are freer to the extent law gives you permission. Hobbes understands liberty in the negative sense too, like other scholars of his time. Hobbes gives preference to security over liberty, because life of all people cannot be pushed back into the state of anarchy. He gives the example of water in the vessel. The walls of the vessel stop the freedom of water from flowing. It does not mean that water does not have the capacity to flow. Freedom is the state of being free from interference. Hobbes does not believe that freedom has anything to do with capacity. Similarly, a sick man in the bed is unable to move, which does not mean that freedom of movement is denied. It simply means that sick man does not have the capacity to move. But gradually, capacity and freedom became one. There is a debate about the definition of liberty. Some people believe that liberty is the freedom to do what we want without external interference. They believe state's role should be minimum and things should be left on the market. And others believe that first we should have the capacity to do what we want. So state should do capacity building job so that we can be free. We call them positive liberals. Today, positive liberty is on the winning side. This concept will be preferred more where the state plays a role in the development and it is not left on the market. When did this concept come? When Adam Smith and et al. Suggested that the state should not interfere. This type of philosophy resulted in extreme exploitation of working class that led to the threat of communism to the existence of capitalism. So their philosophy changed from negative to positive, and these countries became welfare state, giving education and trying to establish a level playing field. State evolved itself into capacity building tasks. The acceptable term is now that liberty should be understood in terms of capacity. But Hobbes says liberty should not be confused with capacity. Liberty during those times was defined as the absence of law, according to him, state, and not the absence of power. Utilitarian thinkers who are based on pleasure principle are always individualistic. Hobbes does not consider this nature of man as a sin. Hobbes is not liberal but is an individualist. Individualists are those who believe that the interests of individuals are more important than the interests of society. Hobbes removes the sense of guilt for being self-centered. For him, self-centered is a natural fact, just like Earth revolving around the sun. Every liberal is an individualist, but every individualist is not liberal. Individualists can be absolutists like Hobbes. So Hobbes starts as an individualist but ends as an absolutist. He is also known as the greatest of all individualists because he builds his theory on the individualistic nature of man. It is for the protection of the right to life that he creates the absolute state. He gives absolute powers because he thinks the protection of the life of an individual is not possible otherwise. But at the same time, he considers the right to self-preservation of an individual as a supreme right, due to which the right to resist state is possible if the state takes away the life in an arbitrary manner. Without studying Hobbes, is it possible to logically and theoretically understand why state is sovereign? Why can a person not have police power? Why only state can use it? Why do they have monopoly of force? The modern political system? To understand, we have to bank upon Hobbes.